the sun. I'm not counting ways. Not doing that. I'm just used to watch some ball.
And I seen, you know what? The Lord is shining down on her.
Tana takeover. This is my moment, so let me have the moment.
Commanders family, the regular season is here, and we have a full preview show on deck for you. We're giving you the top 5 things to watch. Week 1, when we take on the New York Giants. Then the fellas hit the field to talk defensive backs. And last but not least, we're celebrating Mr. 8 to the 9 as he gears up for his Ring of Fame induction. We got to give our boys some love. All that and more right now on Command Center. Commanders family, welcome into the Big Bear AI Command Center studio. I'm here with the best crew in the world. Fred Smoot, Logan Paulson, and Mr. 8 to the 9, Santana Moss. Fellas, feel like this has been the longest offseason
That
ever.
hurt you, little friend? That hurt you.
Yeah, he didn't really do my full time. So that's okay.
I usually start with Mr. 8 to the 9, but I had to make him last because this brother right here is always
There's a problem with this kid.
He's always the problem. But you know, Fred, I'm gonna start with you because there's nobody better to set the tone for week 1.
Yeah.
Get us ready and really talk about that excitement we're feeling when we take on the New York Giants at the crib.
This is what I want everybody to do. When you get to Northwest Stadium early, I want you to just look in the sky like I did last year at one point. And I seen, you know what? The Lord is shining down on her. You can see the sun rays just hit the ground. And just take that deep breath. Because football season is back.
It's back,
you
baby.
understand me? It's back. And we got every reason, this fan base, to look forward to this year.
Yeah.
These youngsters have gave us every reason to be hyped about this
Logan,
year.
I told you nobody better.
Dude, hey, nobody's better, but I'm back. I'm glad football's back too, man. We're excited. We're all juiced up. A week to go. I'm not looking at the sun. I'm not counting ways. Not doing that. I'm just used to watch some ball.
I understand.
We all ready to watch some football, and we're going to talk about a lot of this during the show. Mr. 8 to the 9 is entering the Ring of Fame for Washington. Yes, give it up for Mr. 8 to the 9. He hates when we talk about him, and all we're doing today is talking about Mr. 8 to the 9, my brother.
Oh, I'm gonna enjoy this. Go ahead.
Are you ready for your week, man?
I'm ready. You know, just as I'm gonna be ready. You know, I'm ready to get to work. You know what I mean?
I'm ready to get to
Don't get me
work.
wrong. Don't get me wrong. Like I was just telling folks, I'm gonna enjoy the moment because they don't come often. So when you have a chance to be celebrated, trust me, I'm definitely be enjoying it. And I'm kind of mad because you know with the way we enjoy things, I might be too tired the next day to work. So, but I'm gonna give it my all.
Seriously, brother, we got game day, we got post game, but we're so happy to be able to give you your flowers, my brother, while you're still here to smell them, man.
I appreciate it.
But before we do anything else, let's hear from our fearless leader, head coach Dan Quinn, on the game plan. That's right, the game plan is back with Logan Paulson, Dan Quinn, and myself. Let's check it out.
There's something about an energy that takes place in the opening week. You're kind of stepping out on the line, you know, like it's now the season. It's now for real. And no longer preseason games, so there is, and I'm sure Logan can attest to that, for 25 years, it's just a shift that takes place that you start the regular season, and you also know there's a shift that takes place in the postseason. There's this energy that you don't really have to talk about. It just happens. And so to have that coincide with a division opponent, it's the very best way to start the year.
Now here's a look at the details for this weekend's matchup with the New York Giants. We'll be at the crib at Northwest Stadium at 1 p.m. and we'll be going live. Your game day crew will be going live. That's me, Santana Moss, and Brian Mitchell at 11:30 a.m. Then, of course, at halftime, we got to show love to our Ring of Fame honoree, Mr. 8 to the 9, Santana Moss. Before we do that, we have to preview Sunday's game. It's time for Top 5, presented by UA Local 5 Plumbers, protecting the health of the nation's capital since 1890. And fellas, for the top 5 here, we are talking the top 5 things we are looking at. Tana, I'm starting with you. Because our offensive line,
It's your week, baby.
them boys have a test on their hand because they're going against the Giants pass rush, man. How you expect them to play?
Man, honestly, fellas, talking about testing out your 2 new weapons on the offensive line, what better test will it be going up against Dexter Lawrence, Burns, Thibodeau, and Abdul Carter. I think it's going to be the perfect matchup for us to really see where we at offensive line wise. And I think when you watch what we did last year against them, you look at it and say, okay, we hold our own. And now we added to ours and they added to theirs. I'm looking for us to go out there and do what we do best. But I'm going to be paying close attention to that JCJ and Abdul Carter matchup because you know what JCJ did to me in college.
Yeah, I remember that.
So you tell me.
And I also think it's the guys on the field, but it's also the X's and O's, right? It's Cliff Kingsbury, what he can do. And again, you talked about it, Tana, like last year, Cliff did such a great job of insulating that group with chip help, slide work, keepers, movement stuff, quick game. I think you're going to see a lot of that early. Keep that rush disrupted.
And a couple screens, draws, get them running sideways. You don't want them going vertical. Once the D-line start going vertical, that's when they start to beat you.
And Fred, I know what you're most excited about. To see these defensive backs, they got a tall task ahead guarding Malik Neighbors. How do you expect our secondary to play week 1?
Man, I'm thoroughly impressed with this secondary. But like you said, Malik Neighbors, you got Jalen Hyatt, you got some dude, Slayton, Darius Slayton out there that demands respect. So you got some dudes, but everything starts with Russell Wilson. All right? If these guys could get on their line and press these guys and make that clock start to tick in Russell's head, that 1 Mississippi, that 2 Mississippi, get him off the spot, that's when he starts to fluctuate and start to make mistakes. But it's going to have to be, the corner's going to have to do it at the line of scrimmage. And I think Trey Amos is willing to do it at the line of scrimmage. So is a hefty Lattimore. So is Sam Steele. I think they're going to be very, very good. And wait till the fan base get a load of Will Harris. I think they're going to really love what they got in Will Harris. And Quan Morton, he just steady climbing the mountain for me. So I think this group as a whole will be ready for the test against the New York Giants.
And I also think, stylistically, we talked about this on the Command Center pod, Russell Wilson's not like this dink and dunk, pick you apart type of guy. So if I want to play press man, be aggressive, limit those underneath throwing windows, like I think that's the move, right? Because he's not going to be able to hurt you the same way that Joe Burrow is, for example.
And stop him from going to Theo Johnson, the one that just move the sticks. You don't want that to happen.
It'll be vital to see what those guys up front do because if they getting that pressure on them, then you don't have to cover that long. And that's when that ball come out. That's when you start seeing turnovers because the quarterback has to either get off you or just throw the ball away.
Good stat right here. Can we get 3 batted balls? Can we get 3 batted balls? Nobody ever talks about knocking balls down at the line of scrimmage. If our defensive line can knock down 3 balls or more, we can win this game.
And you hope you can do that against a shorter quarterback like Russell Wilson. Now you talk about this pass rush. Big task getting to Russell Wilson, much like Tana said, Logan.
Yeah, I can't wait. This is one of the most exciting storylines, I think, of this game. And part of the reason is because, what's it going to look like, right? When's Vaughn going to be in? When's Frankie going to be on the edge? When he's going to be rushing from off the ball? Who's the interior defensive tackle rushing? Is it Kinlaw, Payne? Does Rajon find his way on the field? Does Dorrance kind of take that 3-technique rush end type spot? So I think there's a lot of really cool storylines here. And again, does Joe would have to blitz, or can he rush with 4? This is, because we don't know. We've seen a lot of different versions of this in training camp, but I think that's the thing I'm most excited to see is deployment, packages, and then what we end up being for the rest of the year.
And for something we've talked about a lot too is what Von Miller will do for a guy like Frankie Louvu, who you see they want him to pass rush more. How excited to see Frankie Louvu because we talked about these future Hall of Famers. But Frankie Louvu's really that guy that's still in his prime, just getting better.
It's poetry in motion. Watching him go downhill, watching him go downhill and attack the line.
You just say it's poetry, man. It's like a car crash.
But it's poetry in motion to me. I just got Mozart playing in my head as I see him come down. And I know he's coming down to inflict pain. He comes down with bad intentions. But if you got all your attention over there to Von Miller, you're not even worried about this side. And here comes this Tasmanian devil, and he blows things up. And Greg Williams used to always say that. I want y'all to meet the ball runner with nasty intentions, bad intentions. Well, guess what Frankie Louvu got? He wake up with bad intentions, and I like that.
That's gotta be the most chaotic poetry ever from Frankie Louvu. And Tana, man, we can't bury the lead. Your boy 1-7 got that bag. We brought in a guy like Deebo Samuel Jr. We heard head coach Dan Quinn on the game plan talk about Noah Brown. This receiver room right here, we got some pieces, man. This is a game where they could really break out, right?
Just to think about it, last year we was talking about adding to that puzzle. I mean, we needed more receivers. And then JD5 showed you, I can play with anybody. I can make anybody elite. And, Zacchaeus and De'Ami Brown are sitting there asking them right now, hey, what you need? Because, I got you. So now you think about, you bring a Deebo in here. Noah Brown came last year within in week 2 or 3, and didn't need to fill until he got injured. So I think this receiver room has a big upgrade, and not only upgrading, just bringing 2 new guys in, but having 1-7 back in the room. I can't wait to see it.
Man, having 1-7 back in the room is huge, and we know nobody's happier to have him back in the room than our guy JD5. Man, year 2 for Jayden Daniels, fellas. Quickly, we've been talking about it all off season. What y'all want to see from our guy week 1, Jayden Daniels?
More of the same, man. Really, like how good was he last year?
Yeah.
Can he continue to build on that? Because if he can, man, the sky's the limit for him.
I just want to see the force multiplier multiply. I want to see him I want to see him to continue to make everybody around him better. He's got a little thicker. He can take a little bit more when it comes to the run game. Just a little bit better. That's
I want them to talk first because I like to hear their take on it. I just want to see him ball. I mean, I think we passed that point of trying to, who is this guy? He's shown us.
He showed us
time and time again what he's about, how he's going to conduct himself, how he's going to be as a pro, what type of quarterback he wants you to label him as. And he's just a guy to get the job done. So I'm ready to see him ball.
Just ball, baby. Let's hear from our QB1, Jayden Daniels.
Probably just say a year under my belt to know what I'm getting myself into with a week 1. Last year I didn't know what I was getting myself into. So first game, didn't know what to expect, but now you just go out there, you have a routine, preparation, and consistent. So, it's kind of what's different.
Having Terry and Noah working out with you guys now, I mean, that offense, it's an unfair question, but what are you capable of with this offense?
I guess we're going to find out on Sunday. I don't really have an answer. I just hope not hope, but go out there and execute at a high standard. That's the standard that we keep, and that's the standard that we uphold each and every day, especially another year in the system. We know it. We're allowed to go out there and play fast and free.
Shout out to Jayden Daniels. Can't wait to see him start year 2 in the NFL. But let's take a look back at his historic rookie season. Offensive Rookie of the Year, fellas. Most rushing yards by a rookie quarterback. And he took us to the NFC Championship. Now, we already know JD5 is one to watch against the New York Giants. But let's send it out to the Players Club to talk some matchups to watch in week 1. It's time for Securing the W, presented by Hercules Fence. Security in every job. Players Club, take it away.
Thanks, BC. Welcome back to the Players Club. I got my guy, London Fletcher, which normally have this role of, introducing us. And none other than the mouth of the South. So, hey, man, fellas, I want to talk about who are your favorable matchups you're going to be watching this week.
Yeah, I'm going to be watching the matchups of Larry Tunsil, our left tackle, and Josh Connolly, our right tackle, against the 2 edge rushers.
Oh, trench warfare for you.
Yeah, of the New York Giants. You got Brian Burns and Abdul Carter and Thibodeau. Thibodeau. Those guys, they can get after the passer. That's going to be a matchup, man, because we win that matchup, I feel like that'll lead to us having a great game on offense and, lead to us winning that ball game. But them dudes, man, you go out and you draft Connerly
in the first round
for his athleticism, his skill set. He's a rookie though. Going against.
Don't forget he had a matchup in college against Abdul Carter in the bowl game.
He did.
Yeah.
But then he's gonna have to also deal with some veterans.
Burns.
And Thibodeau, because those guys will play both sides. They go right and left side. But Larry Tunsil, man.
Yeah.
You got a franchise left tackle,
Beast
one we haven't
East.
had since Trent Williams. I can't wait to see those guys in a matchup against those guys. That's what I'm looking to see.
But my matchup contains a new guy that we just got, Will Harris. And I told people, man, if you came to training camp and you watch him and Zach Ertz have this heavyweight, Sonny Liston, Muhammad Ali, blow for blow, back and forth, that's when you know there's some competition out there. Because this kept going back and forth. And I think when people talk about the Giants, they always talk Malik Neighbors, they always talk Jalen Hyatt, they talk the wide receivers, the running back, the quarterback. They never talk about Theo Johnson. I'm telling you right now, Theo Johnson from Penn State is a matchup nightmare. You're talking about a guy that's 6'5", 240 pounds. He can get vertical. He can run out to the catch. He can block rail at the point of attack. I think he's going to be that safety valve for Russell Wilson. And if anybody can cut the water off on that safety valve, it's Will Harris. I'm telling people right now, the love he plays with, the intensity he plays with, you're going to feel it off the TV screen. He gonna be a fan favorite instantly. But I want to see this battle.
Well, I'm going to keep my matchup in the secondary as well for us. I think one of the things I'm going to be looking looking forward to because we talked about this ad nauseum last year about just having the right kind of cornerbacks on our team.
With the right mindset.
With the right mindset and that know how to play the position well. And I think we have that. We got young Trey Amos. We got Center Steele who went out there and jumped off the chart last year.
Yeah.
And we got Lattimore looking like Lattimore.
Healthy Lattimore.
And I think their guys are primed to face Malik Neighbors that showed the world that he can be a top 10 receiver. They have Hyde, who's a guy, to me, I think he's going to stretch the field.
Yeah.
And then they have a guy, Slayton, man, that don't get a lot of credit.
But
I think Slayton's
catches,
one of those. He's one of those route runners in this league that he's got a Reggie Wayne-ness about him. Might be probably a tad bit faster
he
than
got
Reggie,
the nuance.
but he has something that he can do to get out in and out of his break. So that's going to be my matchup. Back to you, BC.
Shout out to the Players Club for those must-watch matchups. Now, here is a look at our full defensive back roster. Some big names on there, some new faces. Excited to see what this group can do. Now, let's send it down to Logan and Brown for more breakdown on the DB group. This is your best seat in the house, presented by SeatGeek. The most disruptive idea in ticketing, a ticket that works. Expect the expected. SeatGeek.
Thanks, Brian. Brian, man, it's so good to be out here at practice. Football season in the air. Week 1 right around the corner, literally a couple days away. What are you feeling about that?
I know, it's incredible. I mean, think about where we were last year and what was ahead of us, right? You had no idea what was coming.
Right.
This is so exciting because I think there's a lot of the unknown. And I really think one of the biggest unknowns is the defense. It's going to be really different this year. They get an interesting test with the Giants and a new quarterback again with a number of their players back that we got used to with Malik Neighbors, et cetera. And I think it's kind of all led by this new defensive back group. So what do you see with them in week 1?
Yeah, man, I've just been tremendously impressed with this group throughout training camp. I think it's also Joe Witt Jr. and his philosophy, just how aggressive they've been in terms of man coverage, how they've been bringing man pressures, and the styles on the guys on the perimeter, right? You get Marshawn Lattimore, the physicality, the length, the strength, the confidence, I would say. Would you agree with it? I feel like he's been much more confident in training camp.
Yeah, I think confidence. I think that the crux of them wanting to play the style that they've talked about is actually based in trust in the secondary.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it coming into the season.
Yeah, and so you need two guys to play that to do that dance. And I think Trey Amos is the other guy who's just been kind of exceeded all expectations as a second-round pick. Like just so, and you know, we talk about confidence, but the composure for me when I watch him play, when the ball's in the air, there's no panic, there's no grabbing jerseys, and I feel like he just is really conducive to this style of ball that Joe Witt Jr. wants to play.
There's a really interesting duo of receivers that the Giants bring back here. I don't think we know what kind of offense we're going to see or how much Russ is going to push the ball down the field because I think it's a new quarterback. However, Malik Neighbors, Wan'Dale Robinson combined for over 200 catches last year. Neighbors is an explosive player. Robinson is kind of a classic in the slot, not a lot of yards after catch, but can move the chains type of player. It's an interesting matchup this weekend.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought up Robinson because I think that's going to be a great matchup for Mike Sanderstill. You know, like that kind of super sudden, hyper-mobile guy in the slot that can run the choice, run the cross, has some speed to hurt you deep. It's going to be a really unique matchup because, you know, the Commanders, we have Zach Ertz, we have Deebo Samuels, a much different type of slot player that Mikey's been matched up with. So I really can't wait to see what that matchup looks like because, again, he's been – you know, talking about Marshawn Lattimore, talking about Trey Amos, like really Sanderstill's been awesome in terms of ball production, tackling in the run game, especially from that nickel spot. So can't wait to watch him in man-to-man coverage against Robinson.
Last year, among rookies, second leading tackler in the NFL, if you can believe that, with Mike Sanderstill.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And like here we are coming into this game as well. You put him back in this natural position where they want him to be. Is he part of this collective pass rush? I think we find out a little bit in week 1 as well.
Yeah, I think when you talk to Fred, he expects them to blitz him a lot, and he's a good blitzer. He's very competent. You know, it'll be. This is the thing that's so fun about week 1 is we have all of these kind of preconceived notions of what they may do based on training camp. But you've covered this team long enough that you know like it could be a drastic shift, right? And I think when you look at the Cincinnati game, they did play a lot of man, but they also did a great job disguising that kind of fastball pitch with a little bit of cover 2, a little bit of cover 3. So. I really can't wait to see what Joe Witt Jr. actually decides to be versus the Giants.
I think the first month, and Dan Quinn referenced this, and I think this goes for every position group and every team really, the first month you find out kind of who you are and how you need to adjust. I don't think anybody knows anything about anybody. Just ask the pundits last year at this time what they thought Washington would be.
I think that's a great point. And again, like when I look at the secondary, you mentioned those 3 guys underneath, but there's also the safeties, and it's really a bunch of new pieces. So like it's kind of what are they going to be? What is Will Harris going to be? Quan Martin's look great. What is he going to be? What's their role? And so, again, like kind of to fill that out with the defensive back group, there's a lot of questions, but I can't wait to watch this group play on Sunday.
I can't wait either. And I know everybody's like so excited about Jayden, year 2, the offense, what that thing could be. This is going to be a real new look defense.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm very excited to see what that looks like and if the turnover numbers go up and if that starts
that would be fantastic.
I know. I'm looking forward to that as well. All right, let's send it back to you, Brian.
Excited to see what this secondary can do this season, especially with a guy like Joe Witt Jr. as our defensive coordinator. Him stepping into this role for the second year. Excited to see what the DB Whisperer can do with these guys. Now, let's hear from our defensive coordinator, Joe Witt Jr.
You know, if you've been out there at practice, and we have to bring our practice to the game field. You know, we've been really sticky. All right, we've challenged. The press been more of what I envision of our secondary being than what we were necessarily last year, from a standpoint of just being very aggressive and getting up. And so I've been pleased with the way that those guys have challenged routes and turned the ball over and communicating and doing those things.
Can't wait to see what Joe Witt Jr. does in year 2 as our defensive coordinator. Now, it's time to make it all about Mr. 8 to the 9, Santana Moss. He'll be entering the Ring of Fame for Washington this weekend when we take on the New York Giants. So you know what we had to do? Give my boy his flowers while he's still here to smell them. It's all about Mr. 8 to the 9, Santana Moss. This is your can't miss moment presented by FanDuel. Make every moment more with FanDuel, an official partner of the Washington Commanders.
I think personally, me getting inducted to the Ring of Fame is, it just shows your worth. It shows that not only that, you know, you went out there and thought you was a hell of a player and put up some pretty good numbers and did some great things while you was here. This franchise is gonna, you know, want to acknowledge that and appreciate you for doing so. I never get too caught up into the accolade part of it, because you either do or you don't. You're gonna get them or you might not. And in my case, I was able to, you know, put a lot of good things out there on tape, and especially in the record books and you name it. In both franchises I played for. And when you walk around here in Washington, even way before I even got the, you know, the whole news of me getting inducted, you would have thought I was already in there the way these fans treat me.
My favorite Washington memory is Santana Moss, Monday Night Football against Dallas. 2 touchdowns, iced the game, Mark Brunell. Congratulations on the Ring of Honor, the Ring of Fame. You deserve it, bro.
The Monday night game with Santana Moss catching the 2 touchdowns, man. The Cowboy killer, man. Santana Moss, that's a memory that always stay burned in my skull, man. So, thanks.
To me, that's special. You know, if you have a special spot in their heart, man, that they can always appreciate what you did, your body of work. If I never got a chance to see my name go up there, man, I would be happy enough just knowing that these fans appreciated my service. And so to add to that, man, this is like that stamp. And I think it means more to me because I'm able to really, to me, it might say, damn, you know, as a player, I'm able to put my name up there and you know, be forever remembered, you know, as one of the greatest that did what I did. To me, it's more so like, damn, I was able to put my name up there and be considered, you know, one of the greatest, but also represent my family. And that's my mom and my dad, you know what I mean? That's why it means so much to me, because that's like that. If I've never thanked them before for what they've done for me, that's the ultimate thank you. Like, here you go. This for y'all.
It's time for your winning numbers, brought to you by the Maryland Lottery. Please play responsibly. And fellas, these winning numbers are our guy, Mr. 8 to the 9, while he played for Washington. 2004 to 2010, 10 seasons with the Burgundy and Gold. He set the single season franchise receiving yards in 2005, 3rd most receptions in franchise history, and 4th most receiving yards in franchise history. Our guy, Mr. 8 to the 9. Now, something that always makes me laugh, Tana, is we talk about the fans' favorite highlights of you and their favorite plays. And the ones that they pick are never your favorite plays, man. You always tell us and remind us that you have so many great plays. So right now, because it's your moment, my brother, you get to show us your 3 favorite plays from when you played, my brother. It's on you.
I know it's my moment. You got to tell me that twice. It's Tana takeover. It's my moment, so let me have the moment. So y'all know all the time, I tell y'all, I get pissed off.
It's Dallas. You always play against Dallas.
It's always the tape from back by the time I was in the slot. Now we get to talk about something that I like, man. Throw that first one up here. Put it up. There we go. There we go.
This is from 2005, Christmas Eve.
This right here was Christmas Eve, man. I was going up against your boy, Will Allen.
Yeah, Will.
And, you know, I know he ain't like me, but he act like he did. Yeah. So this touchdown right here, it was so special to me because it was like a stutter post, and the ball was thrown behind me as I'm leaving, and I had to turn around some kind of way, caught the ball, and I showed off a little bit when I put the ball up in the air.
I used to like when you got them wheels, because it was 2 of them. Like they had a wheel at each corner. I used to enjoy you doing it to them.
Yeah, that was my first. That was one of my favorite plays right here.
Now that was back in 2005. Let's go to 2006. This one is against the Jaguars, Tana.
Well, you know, this is the one that I tell you. This is my most favorite. This is my most favorite one, and I think the reason why it stands out the most to me, it was a walk-off touchdown, and it was against a hometown team. You know, when you're a Florida boy, you grow up watching Tampa. You know, Jacksonville, Miami. And, you know, Mark Brunell was playing for Jacksonville when I was in high school, watching those guys. So to have that catch and that meaningful moment with him against his old team, it was special.
Low-key covered, too. I don't know.
Always covered. I told him in the first quarter that I was open, and then he came to me in overtime with the same play.
Look at this window, man. This is
look at the footwork in there. The footwork in there. He's still bicycling, paddling while he's in there.
That was Mark being Mark. Go to the next one.
That's going to be a hard one to top. Now we'll go to 2008. This is at the crib against the New Orleans Saints.
It was something special about this game because, one, it was Coach Zorn's first year. And two, he actually would come to me in the game like, I'm going to get you the ball. And so it was late in the game. We needed to play. We was down a couple of points, and that was the game winner there. I think we ended up we held them that last drive that they had, and we got the ball back again, and we needed to make a first down. That was the game-winning touchdown, so that's why that meant a lot to me.
Nice.
Over the top on the post, man.
Yeah, great throw.
And it's crazy because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that year, New Orleans won the Super Bowl that year.
Yeah, they did win the Super Bowl.
They won the Super Bowl that year.
So this guy's like, this is bad ball right here, Coach. Like, I don't know what's happening right there.
That's called who got the license plate on their truck.
I've been there too, but I'm saying
I've been there.
Game recognized game.
Commanders fans, your favorite plays from your favorite Washington receiver, Mr. 8 to the 9 Santana Moss. He'll be being honored in the Ring of Fame at halftime when we play the New York Giants. Fellas, what a fun show it's been for Command Center. I'm Brian Cole Jr.
No. Give me that. First of all, like they told you, my boy, my classmate, my compadre, I got is getting his name put up in that stadium, Northwest Stadium.
Yes, sir.
By one great Coach Gibbs, Sean Taylor, everybody who's done the Burgundy and Gold, your name will be there. Put it up with my friend. And like I told you the other day, it's gonna get your name gonna get rained on. The birds gonna let you have it. And guess what? Santana Moss will be in that stadium forever. Hands down, nothing's fire than that. Congratulations, my friend.
Ain't no better way to end the show than showing my guy that big love, that red fire love right there. For my boy Santana Moss, it's gonna be a big day for him. Make sure you show up and show out. Not only for our Commanders, but for Mr. 8 to the 9, Santana Moss. For the legend Logan Paulson, for the mouth of the South, Fred Smoot. For Mr. 8 to the 9 in our future Ring of Fame honoree, Santana Moss. I'm Brian Cole Jr. This is Command Center. We'll see y'all on game day, baby.
Command Center was filmed at Big Bear AI Command Center Studio. Big Bear AI offers mission-ready AI for a rapidly evolving world, proudly protecting the Washington Commanders and its fans.